Hey guys, so I just wanted to do an update video because I haven't had an update video in a very long time, and it is now 2020, if you could believe it. And Plant Went On Me is almost 3 years old. But one of the things that I actually didn't get to is this. I got this back in July when my channel just hit about 100,000 subscribers. And it's nearly double that, so I haven't actually opened this up. I didn't even have the time to open it up, but I wanted to be able to open this gift for all of you because it is because of you. And, you know, oftentimes I don't get all that excited about awards, but this is one of the things that I really was looking forward to with the channel, because growing the channel has been a labor of love. And it just warms my heart that botanical interests are of interest to other people as well. So when you ask how you could actually support the channel, subscribing, watching, hitting that notifications bell, all those reminders that I have at the end of the Plant Went On Me's actually really do help. So for those of you who have taken the time to do any of that, thank you so much. So without further ado, I am going to open this up. You cannot believe that I do have some excitement for this, and yet I've waited for 7-8 months to actually open this up. You've just done something that very few YouTube creators accomplish. You had an astonishing 100,000 people subscribed to your channel. You achieved this milestone with hard work, perseverance, and probably a healthy sense of humor too. What you've accomplished can't be taken away from you, and we'd like to recognize you in all the work of the Silver Creator Award, a small token of our esteem and respect. So this is from the YouTube folks. And here you go. I'll take it out of the plastic. I kind of feel like I don't want my grubby little hands on this though. It's kind of like hitting all these different kind of colorways and from the sun coming in, but here, I'll give you with the overhead shot. Look how nice that looks. Oh, you can see the plant reflections. Look at my Ficus lyrata up there. Did not expect that to happen. Well done, guys. All right, well, thank you guys for that, because I love being able to share that with you. It's just so amazing, and here's to many more. And again, thank you so much for the support on the channel. You probably saw one of my recent Instagram posts. This last year has been kind of crazy with the channel because we decided to kind of like soup it up a little bit. So you'll notice when I first started the channel, it was just me simply sitting at my kitchen table with my iPhone 7. I actually ended up getting the iPhone 7 for that reason, because it shoots 4K. And I just wanted to be able to answer people's questions in a more efficient way, because I was getting a lot of the same questions in, and I figured, well, if I put some of my answers up in video format, at least people will be able to find them again and again. And if somebody asks me the same question, I could just point them to the episode number. Then I took a little break, a little hiatus, probably 3 or 4 months hiatus from the channel back in, I think, 2018. Because I really had to concentrate on writing my book, How to Make a Plant Love You, and finishing also the Houseplant Masterclass, which was also a big undertaking. So trying to do those at the same time, simultaneously, was very challenging, while also producing content for the channel. And just this last year has been really crazy. Because of the 365 days of plants, we've produced around 850 videos, which ends up about 16 videos per week, which is just like, it's just like a maddening number. I can't even I don't even know. It's just, that's not gonna happen again. I could tell you that much, because for all sorts of different reasons. I mean, I ended up sitting on my butt for most of it because, one, I'm recording, and the second part of it is that I spent probably about 85% of my own personal time actually editing a lot of the videos. And I even tweaked my back in the whole process, like just from doing nothing, just from sitting on a wooden chair and probably not taking care of myself as well as I should be, or as well as I had been. So That was a huge undertaking. And just because we produced 850 videos, it doesn't mean that they're all out there yet. So a lot of those you're going to start to see in this year in 2020. Now, 89 of those are for Plant One On Me. So those are the longer form videos that are like 10 minutes to 60 minutes long. And the 365 days of videos are those shorter ones of me sitting at this work table talking about a plant. I know that's been kind of confusing for a lot of folks, but I've now started to create playlists. So if you go to playlists on the channel, you'll be able to see playlists. So you can search for all the field trips, you could search for all the outbound. And I spent about a day just like reorganizing that. Additionally, I thought it would be helpful to create playlists for the beginners. So like Houseplant 101s go in their own playlist. For people who are traveling, so if you go to the Netherlands or Singapore or Thailand, I put all of those videos in one playlist. So I think that's going to be really helpful. And within all of those videos that we've produced, I calculated that it's almost 2,000 plants, 2,000 species, varieties, cultivars of plants that we've been able to bring to you on this channel, which is like super cool. I mean, it's just a drop in the bucket for how many plants are out there. There's probably close to 400,000 plants that are actually known to science. However, that 2,000 is just a drop in the bucket. But I think that's really remarkable because it's not just the plants that we all have. Some of these are plants that I've never seen before up until the time that I was filming them, or perhaps like most people have never experienced. And I think that's one of the really wonderful and remarkable things about the channel itself. And I've said this before in a lot of my talks, but one of the things that really drives me with this channel is not the stuff that I do know, but the stuff that I don't know. And in doing this channel, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from the people that I visit. I learn a lot from people like you, from the folks who also grow the plants in their own home and make some really wonderful comments under the videos in the YouTube channel. I think that it's a really wonderful place to be able to learn from one another. And so I have to say thank you for that. The next thing I just want to say is thank you everybody for actually taking the survey. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I send a survey almost every year in order to be able to get feedback from you, the people who actually watch the channel, so I could just get a temperature reading of how people view the channel, what more you'd like to see. And I know what I would like to see more of, but that doesn't always match up with what you want to see. So I have some kind of high-level stuff that I'll share with you because I've had several hundred people actually respond to the survey. And it shows that 76% of people really like the plant tips. And this doesn't add up to about 100. This doesn't add up to 100% because you could actually select a few of the ones that you like. Houseplant tours finish in at 67%. Field trips come in at number 3 at 63%. Houseplant home makeovers, which is actually some of the hardest stuff that we end up shooting, is 53%. And outbound, which is when I go out in the field and actually see plants in the wild, finishes in at 46%. So those are the top 5 that you, the viewers, actually enjoy. So that tells me that I should spend kind of the bulk of my time actually focusing on those things. So, which I will plan on in 2020. All right, now this gets to ways to be able to help the channel. And I have so many different ways. And I've said this before, but this channel has been a total labor of love. And what I invest in the channel, I probably will never get back from financially speaking. And if I look at the total sum of the channel, and again, I'll get this into the Q&As, I've really only taken on, I would say, maybe 8 of the nearly 900 and something videos that I've produced over the course of the last 3 years. Probably 8 of those videos, 8 or 9 of those videos max, have been sponsored. So that just really goes to show you. And I'm very choosy with who sponsors the YouTube channel because, one, it has to make sense that it fits with my values first and foremost, that it's a product or service that I would actually use, and 3, that it's cohesive with the channel. It has to make sense. there has to be a sponsor fit in order to be able to have the sponsor. And there's lots of ways that you, the viewers, could actually help, and I've actually created more ways for you to be able to help as well. And I would love that, because the more that the viewers are able to help, then the less that I have to do in order to be able to scramble to see like, oh, can I actually make this work? So I have some things that are super simple. So for instance, like just watching the video, liking it, giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel obviously helps, and you see that you get a little reward from YouTube, and obviously that doesn't like pay for your rent, but it's a real affirmation that people care and watch and want to support your channel. So subscribing, the videos will go in your feed, but if you subscribe to a lot of other channels, then it kind of gets drowned out. So that's why I say at the end of all the Plant One On Me's, if you want to hit the notifications bell, that will then actually deliver it to your inbox, and then that way you know that you're not going to miss any of the videos. And then there's something called Rate the Episodes, which I actually haven't seen, but some of my friends have actually shown that it comes up when they watch my videos, and it says, was this video like educational? Was it entertaining? And then you could rate it that way, which is really marvelous, because I think YouTube has started to do that because the like and dislike button really doesn't really say that much. So the Rate the Episodes gives a little bit more nuance in being able to vote. And of course, just being able to comment on the videos. And I think that there's just been a lot of good commentary and constructive comments and helpful comments to the other viewers. So oftentimes if I'm, doing 365 days of plants and I'm talking about this Ludicea discolor, oftentimes other people have a relationship with that plant too, and have been growing it maybe similarly or differently, and share their experiences. And I always say this, but I think that's so wonderful, because it really becomes like a living wiki, and people could refer to the helpful comments in order to be able to help them grow plants better. And that's why I always say, like, don't take my stuff as gospel, just take it as a guide. And I think that with the comments as well, you could take those as a guide as well, and just have this like living encyclopedia or living wiki of information there for other people. So that is very helpful, and I want to thank you for just providing such wonderful comments. Also, the new things that I've been able to create is something similar to Patreon. So I'm not doing Patreon, but I've created a sustaining member page. So it's very similar to Patreon in the sense that you could basically support the channel on a monthly or an annual basis. And that could be as little as $5 per month. So if you think about it, you could say, okay, well, maybe I will get rid of that one latte that I have in the morning that month, and instead I will support Plant One On Me, because plant education is much better than caffeine anyway. Some may not agree about that, but this is just another way for you to be able to support, and if you want to become a pillar of that, that's really marvelous. And unlike Patreon, I'm not giving like all these fancy extra videos or anything like that. I mean, I think I put out so much on Plant One On Me, it's going to be hard to be able to do that. But what we do with the sustaining membership is that one of the things I think is challenging with YouTube has been just trying to find the videos and filter the videos and saying, oh, I remember that Marantesi care video that she did like way back when? It's hard to find those. So in the sustaining member page, I've created these more helpful playlists where you could filter on and search for different terms in order to be able to find the 365 days of videos and the Plant One On Me. And I've tried to, manage that a little bit better with playlists on YouTube, but YouTube's features and functions are actually really limited. So hopefully that helps you. And if you want to, again, become a sustaining member of the channel, then that will be a huge help to me. The other thing is other supportive resources are free resources again. So if you sign up for the newsletter, I give a lot of like good information in the newsletter. It's not like one of those like throwaway newsletters. And when you sign up, you get a 100+ page e-booklet called Space to show and have inspiration of designing with plants in your space. And then also my 30 care houseplant spreadsheet, which I had made mention of back in episode 12, total vintage episode, and another one. It's the spreadsheet that I use for general guidelines on how to take care of plants and also to keep on my watering and fertilizing schedule. So a lot of people have asked for that, so I've made that available through my newsletter for free. But in addition to that, I have a souped up houseplant care spreadsheet. So I have a 125 houseplant care spreadsheet and with a bonus houseplant care tracker. So that has 125 plants, and it really goes through everything like taxonomic rank, preferred lighting, preferred fertilizer frequency, propagation techniques, links to videos, all that other kind of stuff, and another plant care advice. And again, this goes from the 30 care to the 125 care. And I have something in there that we're just trialing out now called the Houseplant Care Tracker, which is an interactive kind of spreadsheet that allows you to be able to track and watering and fertilizing of your plants in real time, and can even send you email notifications of when to water and check on watering and fertilizing your plants, and also allows you to keep a log or a journal or a diary, but basically recording important things in your plant's life. So say for instance, I show that my Ludicea discolor, it's just starting to bud. You could see, and it's about to bloom. So I could say, oh my God, first blooms on my Ludicea discolor on such and such date. And then you could go back in time and actually see all the new events that actually happened with you and your plant. So that is another thing that you could actually help support. And a lot of those funds go right back into Plant One On Me. The next thing on the list is the Houseplant Masterclass, which I know a number of you have actually started to do. And the Houseplant Masterclass actually also contains the 350 houseplant care spreadsheet. So I will be updating the Masterclass over the next 3 to 4 months. And thank you to all of those people who have actually provided feedback after taking the Masterclass. Again, that is super helpful in so many different ways. And so I'm going to be taking a lot of that information that I've gotten from that feedback and just be able to improve, tweak, amend, and change the Masterclass as I go over the next few months. But that is basically, for those of you who don't know, it's a month-long program to take you through the soup and nuts of everything like houseplant care, cultivation, propagation, and more. And you also get the 350 care houseplant spreadsheet. So I just upgraded it from the 300 to 350, and you get the houseplant care tracker now as well. Then, of course, we have the book, How to Make a Plant Love You. That is a nominal fee. You could get the audiobook, you could get a Kindle or an ebook version, and you could also get the physical book. So I came out with that book in July, mid-July of 2019. So it's not quite even a year old, but it's been a really fun thing. And the book tour has allowed me to actually meet so many of you in person. And that's really precious because I actually find out a lot more about the people who watch the channel. And one of the things that I was really struck by was that I ask almost everybody when they approach me, like, how long have you been growing plants? I was struck by how many people have actually gotten into the hobby in literally the last 1 to 2 years. And a number of those people said that they got into the hobby because of my channel, which is awesome. And it's marvelous. So thank you so much for sharing all of your personal stories. And that helps me formulate what I should be showing on the channel as well, because I realize that even though I have a number of well-versed plant people who watch the channel and find value in it, I also know that there's a lot of beginners who come upon or find the channel or watch the channel, and it's important in order to be able to help you with some of the basics as well. Lastly, I haven't launched this yet, but I will have merchandise for the channel. And the first collection of merchandise that I'm actually working on is very special for me. It's actually going to be devoted and dedicated to my pet chicken, Kippy, who many of you know passed on November 3rd, 2019. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't want to cry on camera. Oh my God. Yeah, I miss her. It becomes a little bit of a hole in your heart after losing them. So The first collection will actually be dedicated to her, and for every 100 items that we sell, $100 will go to the Wild Bird Fund, which is the rehabilitation center that I actually got Kippy from. That's all I'm gonna have to say about that. Yeah, so that's the updates for the channel. It's been really a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind of experience, and just, again, like I said, thank you for everything that you have done for me, and being able to like and comment and follow the channel. It means a lot, and I think it means a lot to other people who appreciate plants, because it's been a lot to put this up, but I think there's been a lot in response as well, which is just wonderful. I had somebody reach out to me and said that last year the daily views for houseplants increased by 60% from a Google report, largely due to this channel. So that is just, to me, remarkable, because it means that much more people are interested in plants, and hopefully those plants could ground us and see how responsible we are to the other living aspects of the world, and the people and the plants and places that are around us. And so that gives me hope. It fills me up with hope. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed these updates, and I will have more in the Q&A soon.